babies.
It was just
ready.
everything. I was just stressed.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You can't quit all your vices at the same time.
You didn't quit being an asshole, so
I'll never quit being an asshole.
good. Me either. All right, boys, what do you say we start the show, the Simple Minds Sports Show, New England sports at its finest. We'll do some opening takes. They're all a surprise right now. We've not discussed any of these unless we all decide to go with the same one we were talking about on Sunday.
Oh, fuck you guys.
We'll about to find out. Bill, seeing as you've been gone for close to a month, why don't you kick it off?
So we got Miami coming up. I mean, is this a trap? Is this a trap game going into the playoffs? I mean, one of
I
our
listened back to our shows a couple times here, and I think we do a lot of inside jokes. So let me explain that one. Right before the Jags game, Ray texted us, "This feels like a trap game," and both Bill and I fell on the floor, either laughing or shitting our pants out of disbelief.
You did.
Every piece of new stupidity that comes out of your mouth, obvious one, I am baffled by. The Jags are a trap game after the Patriots lost, get their asses kicked. Two weeks in a row. The worst team in the league is a trap game. Fuck.
That you just put 50 up on.
I said before the game.
So then for the listeners, and I'll let you go, Bill, just to finish this up, with every touchdown, all of them, they scored. Bill and I texted, "Wow, nice play, trap game."
For 4 hours until 50 points. No, really though, like it's good to see Patriots kind of come out and not run their traditional offense. Not a lot of 2 tight end sets. It looked like they were running a lot of 3 wide receivers, single back in the backfield, whether it's Stevenson or Harrison. It just seems like it's a different look, and they kind of let Mac throw. I think it seems like they made a point. You kind of think about when they put up 54 against the Jets. They had the foot on the gas pretty much all game, and then you kind of saw it this way. You needed that. Mac hasn't looked good in multiple weeks. So it's kind of good bounce back game and sets them up for this big trap game that we got Miami before we enter into the playoffs.
Miami. Ray, I'll kick it over to you. Care to respond? Miami trap game. Is this your opening take?
I know. My opening take is this. Since 2017, there's been a lot of slander, a lot of talk, just people ridiculing this one organization, and it's, been hard on that organization. And now in 2021, the dark side of the FUPA is one game away from being the Renee fan.
I had the mute ready. I knew what was coming in. We don't let Bill talk about it. It's fantasy. We're not going to let you talk about fantasy.
One game away, baby.
You were such a fucking prick on Sunday. And not that anybody cares, but I was also in the semifinals and got my doors blown off in the
because you mortgaged your whole life.
And I just could not. Ray was the worst human being on the planet at that point.
And I will be for another year.
Bill and I had a little bit of a side chat going on, just to let you know, Raymond.
Oh, baby, let's go.
We were hoping for unspeakable things to happen to you.
I hope so.
What's that COVID thing? Myocarditis?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, we found out that you got the vid. We were hoping that it fucked up your heart.
And gave you diabetes.
Yeah, we went full Erod on you with how fucking shitty you were on Sunday. My God. I'll give you an opening take to get this thing going. I'll give you 2 just to let you know how the show's going. Number 1, Jaylen Brown, 50 burger. You can't trade this fucking guy. Get it off your lips. It's not happening. We'll touch on that a little bit. And number 3, the Bruins finally switched up their lines, Bill, after maybe it took a month of COVID relief for them to finally get their head on straight, switch up the lines. They've scored their most 5-on-5 goals, I think, in like the past fucking year over the last 2 games. So
they got 8 in the last 2.
8 in the last 2. That's correct. And of course, good to see the Patriots come out there, learn nothing from the Patriots in that Jaguars game, but there's certainly some things we could take away from it in a big day in the NFL. We'll be touching on all of that on this Fat Tuesday show. So welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show, Fat Tuesday, January 4th in the year of our Lord, year of being Bill's Lord, 2022. Welcome to the show. There's no reason why these jokes are funny at all.
Are you serious?
I mean, there's not like anything set in like stone why they are.
I just think they're funny.
Yeah, it's stupidity. That's the only real reason. Well, speaking of stupid, like always, we're sponsored by White Birch Brewing. If you'll be stupid if you don't go to White Birch, that's how I connected that one. Get on down to the
Good
best
save.
craft brewing in New Hampshire, Nashua, New Hampshire. Ray, address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
Good side of Amherst Street. Get down there, get yourself a flight, a pint, all the good stuff. They got IPAs, the stouts, the sours, anything you're looking for. Spread the wealth. If you can't get down to the brewery, then check it out your local beer stores, wherever you get it. Tell them these Simple Minds boys sent you. Yeah, we're going to start Patriots, of course. Pats, Jags, 50-0 to 10 over the Jaguars. Still had Brian Hoyer slinging the ball around late in the fourth quarter. You can touch on that if you want. Like I said, I racked my brain with what we wanted to touch on this Jags game, and there's not a whole lot to really pull out of it. So we'll talk a little bit more about, Patriots moving forward, but I'll just give you my main takeaways, and I'll let you kind of play off that. First one, Patriots are back in the playoffs. Raymond, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Your
Like I
team
said
is
all along.
back. It was a 1-year hiatus after Judas left us, and now they are back. I think, let's kick off this way. Is it a successful season already?
I think so.
Go ahead.
I think so. Last year, having Cam Newton and having that 7-9 season, now going back, having your quarterback of the future, that maybe not be, he might be ranked 15th in the league right now, but at least he is providing wins for this organization right now. And the outlook is very, very good. Unlike when you had Cam Newton, which we thought was going to be a miserable couple of years in this league.
Bill, you consider it a success getting to the playoffs with the rookie quarterback and everything that we've transpired. And it is important to remember they did start this season with Cam Newton as their starting quarterback, technically.
It's not a success until you make the AFC Championship game. You went out and spent $250 million in the offseason. You need to have success. Just making the playoffs. Let's be real. You were the number one seed in the AFC 2 weeks ago, right? You just fell to the fifth because you had two back-to-back clunkers against Indy and Buffalo, and then you gave away the AFC East. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're a wild card team. Cool, but no. Win a game in the playoffs, and then for me, it's a successful season with a rookie quarterback.
I'm gonna split the fence. I don't think it's a success right now, because I think a lot can happen in the next 2 weeks. If you go out and blow it again and look like shit against Miami, and then you get stomped by the Bills, then that's going to be a disappointment. If can we take a step back after that and still call it a success? I think it's closer to what Ray said than what you said, Bill. Like, you're coming off a 7-9 season with Cam Newton. You get a rookie quarterback. You spend that money. You flip your roster in a year. It's not that common in the NFL. And yeah, they were in first place in the AFC, and they're a block punt and a dropped interception away from still being there. So, I don't know. We can talk about that, whether it's success a little bit more if you want. My other key point here is the Jaguars are so fucking bad. They're
atrocious,
so
and they got
bad.
hammered with COVID too. It was stupid. Like, I would hate to pay money to go sit in those stands. Like, yeah, cool. The team puts up 50 points, but it's not fun to watch. Like, come on. Midway through the third quarter, I'm like, okay, what can I do? I found myself watching more Red Zone than anything because the game was just so out of hand. There was a lot.
I flipped on the
games.
Chiefs game.
That game was so much better than the fucking Jags.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of the fourth quarter, even the third quarter. It was bad. But yeah, they're atrocious. You got to feel for Trevor Lawrence. Like, that kid just doesn't stand a chance.
Nope, I don't feel bad for him at all. Sunshine, fuck him, and Clemson, and that fuck. No, I can't stand Trevor Lawrence. I'm glad this is falling on him, and he has to stay in that loser organization for the next 4 years with that rookie deal. Fuck him.
Let me guess why you don't like Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
Jealousy.
Because he looks like a woman.
Everything you just said.
Oh,
everything.
Well, what do you have against Trevor Lawrence? This is a classic Ray. Just like he looks at a guy and he fucking hates him. He went to the game last week. Miles Bryant blew a couple coverages, and now Miles Bryant is fucking dead to him. This is how Ray's bottom of the totem pole of dumb's brain works.
Yeah,
I don't fucking care about Trevor Lawrence. I just feel bad for him. He's in one of the worst organizations in sports history.
It's never going to get better either.
Compare them two together, Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence. Who's the better quarterback out of the two?
Skill-wise, it's Trevor Lawrence, but right now it's Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
If the Patriots had Trevor Lawrence, they'd be first in the AFC.
Oh, I disagree.
They'd win. They'd win more.
I actually
pass the ball more.
I think so, only because he has a better arm. Like, I like Trevor Lawrence's arm a lot better than I like Mac Jones, and it's making a difference, especially like if you have to travel, look at Buffalo. Just played Atlanta this week in a fucking snowstorm. Mac Jones threw 3 fucking passes in Buffalo in severe weather. If that's the case and you're traveling to Buffalo, like that lack of arm strength is really going to hurt you in the cold weather. It's going to knock the ball down. Trevor Lawrence has a fucking cannon and a rifle for an arm.
I mean,
That really showed on Sunday.
Mac
Really.
He makes a couple. He had a couple good passes that were dropped. That interception was dropped.
He had a bomb.
Bryant's
He had a bomb in the
interception.
first quarter. It was a hell of a throw, dropped in the bucket in double coverage. I mean, look, he's been the most touted quarterback in football since Peyton Manning, since Andrew Luck, for going on 5 years. You know, and his college career and Mac Jones' college career is not terribly different. They went to stacked SEC teams that you couldn't really tell how good they were.
Though, honestly, Rich, he only started 1 year, Mac Jones.
Yeah, I mean, you know, who knows? You know, it's hard to say. You go into a Patriot system and who's going to succeed. Sometimes you might just need that dumbfounded look, like schoolboy look, like Mac Jones has, where he's all about football. And maybe Trevor Lawrence isn't that guy, but skill-wise, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is the guy. I feel bad for him. He's in a shitty fucking situation. The only thing I can think positive out of this, I had, maybe it's a confidence boost after getting your doors rung 2 weeks in a row and blowing those games. Maybe you come out of the offense. We saw it against the Jets game. They put up 54 and they went on a 7-game winning streak, and they looked pretty confident for most of that. And the defense maybe gets their swagger back a little bit. Football's an attitude game. Does nothing for me on the play sheet, but maybe they get a little bit of an attitude boost. Good coaching. The Jags have 2 wins this season, and they haven't been blown out every single week. So I think when you put up 50 points against a bad team in the NFL, it just means that you're not playing down to your competition, and it's good coaching. You go out there and execute your shit, and you should prove how much better you are. And that doesn't happen every week. Look at the fucking Packers. Look at the Packers who play down to the competition every once in a while. Look at the Bills who've
Buffalo just lost to the Jags.
Terrible games. They almost.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering who the Jags wins
Buffalo 9-6 or some.
Remember that Buffalo
score.
Sucking bitches.
Yeah, they won 9-6, and they who else did they beat? And then
Jets.
Maybe it's the Jets. And then our last main point here, I have from a Patriots standpoint, N'Keal Harry is dead. Finally, I think. And Christian Wilkerson will be
can't catch either, but he did have 2 touchdowns. She should have been 3.
Should have been 3.
3
Oh my
at a
God.
drop. I'll tell you what, I'll take Wilkerson over N'Keal Harry any day of the week. Guy can get open.
I'll take a salad over N'Keal Harry any day of the week.
I mean,
that's
you want to talk about a
Mhm.
a dropped interception or a blocked punt. I mean, N'Keal Harry back-to-back plays, drops a first down and then does nothing on an interception where he could have put his hand up and knocked the ball down against Buffalo. I mean, I'm glad they finally just cut the cord and said, all right, you're done. He'll probably never see the field again as a Patriots. Bye-bye.
On Wilkerson, what's his ceiling? So just to get a little background on him, he had a really good preseason. Looked like him and Mac Jones, when they were both on the second string, had a connection. Seemed like he was going to him a lot. And then, per reports, got a case of the drops. Couldn't catch a fucking cold. And got dropped down the practice squad. We haven't seen him since because they've been shoehorning N'Keal Harry into this offense to justify their first-round pick, in my opinion. And I don't know, maybe last week was the end of it with that atrocious play against Buffalo, and they decided to give the kid a shot against the worst team in the league, boost his confidence. What do you think? Well, first of all, do you agree that he can provide and produce more than N'Keal Harry, low bar? And what's his ceiling if he can? Go ahead, Raymond.
Anyone can produce more than N'Keal Harry, so that's an obvious one. Wide receiver 4, maybe one of the guys coming to give a spell to your Jacoby Myers, Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne. That's about it. I don't think he's going to be a starter or anything like that, but just a spell guy. One of the guys can fill in for like a Nelson Aguilar who was hurt this week with another concussion, with the concussion still. So something like that.
I'll give you a question.
I think once Aguilar comes back, you're not going to see much of Wilkerson.
No.
Well, this is my question. Can they, and I'd be interested to see if they do, can they run more 3 wide receiver sets with 4 competent wide receivers as opposed to just 3? So you have, Aguilar's been hurt.
That'd be
with
4 wide receiver sets, Richard, not 3.
Well, you have to spell the guys, right? I can count. Trust me, I can count.
Thank God. I was confused on that too. I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'll get ridiculed.
Look, if you run a 3 wide receiver set and you only have 3 guys all game that can run routes and nobody can sub out, then that's not going to go very far, is it? I honestly think that that's been a case of why they've run so many 2 tight end and bunch formations. You know, obviously they want to run the ball and they have about $400 million invested in their tight ends. But, you know, I just think if you have more guys that can actually catch a ball, it gives you more options to have a passing offense as opposed to just fucking Navy option offense that they've been running for feels like 2 years.
Well, I feel like there's also a problem with the tight ends that can't catch a football either. So
That's
there
correct.
you go. So I don't think that 4 wide receiver set will actually do anything.
Yeah, they got to get them tight ends going. I mean, Hunter Henry leads the league in touchdown receptions for a tight end. Was he got 9 this year, and he can't do shit between the 20s outside of the 20. It's really it's
Unbelievable.
You spend 60-70 million dollars on these 2 guys, and you came out and made it a point this week, Josh McDaniel, to say we need to get Jonathan Smith going. If I remember correctly, I remember 1 end around and 1 screen that he got about 25, and that's it. And I believe he had a bad holding penalty that negated another a long screen to Brandon Bolden. So I mean,
one of those Ramadama Ding Dong Stevenson's runs was because of Jonathan Smith, though. He had a nice crack block that N'Keal Harry usually set up. So that was like one of the shining plays of the game as well.
Awesome. Give Jonathan Smith N'Keal Harry's job to go out there and block as a pass catcher, and then let Wilkerson play that 4th wide receiver and spell Jacoby Myers once in a while. I just think you need guys that can catch the ball. And out of Jonathan Smith, N'Keal Harry, and Hunter Henry, they haven't really produced shit this year outside of Henry in the red zone. So give them a shot. It's amazing that it took to week 17 to give another guy a shot in that wide receiving core. It's kind of stupid, actually. Yeah. Let's get to a couple of things that we like. I liked, not that this game can tell us a lot, but when that running game is complete, when they have a full complement of their running backs, I think that it's a difference maker when it comes to the Patriots run game. Stevenson, Damian Harris, and even Brandon Bolden, but specifically Damian Harris and Stevenson, when they can tag team the run game, they're pretty fucking good, man. They're pretty goddamn good. And obviously Harris got taken out. He's still nursing that hamstring. He clipped in his 2 touchdowns, 40 yards or whatever he had, and they said, "Nah, all right,
second in the league in touchdowns, Damian
we'll
Harris.
throw it to the rookie who cleared 100 yards and 2 touchdowns himself." But I think we saw in the Buffalo game that if it's just Stevenson or if it's just Damian Harris,
it get done.
Those running backs aren't built like that anymore. They're not built like the Bo Jacksons or they used to be, right? It's always been a system for a long time. So when they get a full complement, and they want to run the ball, I think that it's a real difference maker for this offense.
Well, you got a 1-2 punch in Harrison Stevenson. Sorry, I mean you see the difference in the running styles. Harris is going to try to run by you, and Stevenson's going to bowl you over. It's definitely a change of pace. And then you got to remember too, is like Stevenson, he's pretty good catching the ball out of the backfield, and they're pretty good, splitting reps basically by the series. Really, kind of with the Patriots in their running back game, and I just think the way Bolden has kind of taken over for James White. I mean, that's the production that you've seen James White over, throughout last year, but the last couple of years with Tom Brady, and now I mean, it really solidified that, and that's a big option when check down Mac Jones. And you've seen a lot on 3rd down. I mean, that's the number one option. Is a lot of times is Brandon Bolden. You see him kind of come out of the backfield, sneak out of the backfield after chipping a guy. So I mean, yeah, you got one of the best running backs running games in the league right now, especially the way your offensive line's playing, and you're going to need to do it to get in the playoffs. You're going to need to grind these games out. I mean, yeah, you're scary when you can run the ball like that. And I know it's against the Jaguars, but still, you have both your top backs going over 100 yards and 4 combined touchdowns or 5. I don't remember the exact number, but I mean that's production that it's kind of unheard of.
Do you remember the Titans what they had?
Bill, turn your volume up just a touch. Go ahead, Ray.
You remember when the Titans had, was it Chris Johnson and Londell White, when it was like, what do they call it, Thunder and Lightning?
Yeah, that's what Londell, wasn't it?
Londell White, yeah. That's what just reminds me of. I'm not saying Damian Harris is Chris Johnson or anything like that, but it's one of those. Chris Johnson was the flashy. You could get between the tackles, kind of running back, and Londell White was a big fucking force at the goal line. That's what this kind of running back combo reminds me of. Just that you could spell these guys, like Bill was saying, they're 2 different styles of running, so you can't get used to one style at all. You have to be ready for the finesse kind of runner like Damian Harris has been, and then the power running back like Ramadama Ding Dong Stevenson is.
DeMarco Murray and Travis Henry. Derrick Henry. I mean, when Henry was drafted second round
Yeah.
in Tennessee, they had DeMarco Murray there. You know, and speaking of guys that's getting healthy for the playoffs,
Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Will's been sucking
I don't
that
want to
wiener
stump
for
in
a
your.
while.
I don't want to stump in that because I think your opinion is right, and this would just be nitpicking a little bit. But I don't want to sell Damian Harris short. That guy doesn't go down.
Mm-mm.
He's not just a tiptoeing around guys. Like
No.
He's
that's
more
why
of the
he's
finesse.
that's why he's your goal line back. Like
Yeah.
he does not go down when and that's why he's fumbled a little bit more than he probably should. Maybe he'll learn to be better at that. But yeah, sure. I mean, Stevenson is what is he 250 and 6'1", 250. He's a fucking.
they said 260.
machine. I think
he's smaller though. Like
he's giant. I think Stevenson, is more elusive. He's just got better moves with the ball, but he's a force. Like, let's not sell him short. He's a hard guy to fucking bring down.
The LeGarrette Blunt comparison is pretty real with him. Again, they both catch out of the backfield. Blunt looked a lot fatter than Stevenson did. Stevenson just looks jacked.
Yeah.
And he runs
like a fucking machine.
I like the way he runs. Like,
Like
we said it last year with Damian Harris. He runs too upright. Stevenson runs with his head down, and he's just looking for contact. Where Damian Harris only looks for contact kind of at the line.
Yeah,
but
Ray, when you said on the last show that you were down, I think you said 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you. Was that COVID related? Can you blame it on? Can you give the vid a little bit
that was
of
before.
assist for that?
That was beforehand.
I think like a good tapeworm. I said this in the text. Like a good tapeworm, knock down 20, 25 pounds and just
It'd be awesome.
That'd be good for a lot
just
of
keep
us.
feeding it. That's all you got to do.
What didn't I like? Oh yeah, this goes back to what we were talking about before. 50 points scored. Hunter Henry had 3 catches, still mostly godly. How does the leader in pass catches, touchdowns caught as a tight end not get a touchdown in a game where you scored 50 fucking points and you were in the red zone basically all day?
Does he look not interested at all anymore?
Yeah.
No, I thought he looked jacked up. Like even on the catches that he made, I just think he goes out a lot. Like I watched him. This is because of my fantasy team, but I watched him pretty heavily on this fucking game, and every time he caught the ball, which was 3 times I think, but they were for longish yards, he went out. Every time he made a block or a big block, he went out and took his helmet off, and it seemed like he was like fucking dazed. I think he's San Diego, LA soft, and I don't know. Yeah, there's something wrong with him, but I don't think he's disengaged.
I think it was since the Buffalo game. He just doesn't look interested. He doesn't want to be there.
Just had a new baby. He's not sleeping at night.
Well, go out for milk and cigarettes. It works for everyone else. Just
except for you.
Money. Hire somebody.
Oh yeah, get a nanny. But no, he just doesn't look interested. Every time like Mac makes an overthrow, he just shakes his head and doesn't look like, most people just run back to the huddle. My bad, doesn't blame it on him. The quarterback blames it on himself. He just doesn't look like he's, he doesn't fit the model of the Foxborough way, kind of,
Okay, fine. I'll look a little bit closer for that, and we can start hating on him a little bit more if need be. You have anything else that you didn't like out of this game specifically before we look ahead?
Matthew Judon not playing.
Yeah, COVID.
He didn't practice all week.
But still, you had the second rep guys in there, the second string guys in there. Just show him love. Get him out there.
Just came off the COVID.
You're up 28-3 at halftime. Like he didn't. No,
you scored your first 5 drives were touchdowns.
Kendrick Bourne didn't play the week before because he didn't practice, and they had COVID.
Pussies. I was drinking Christmas ales. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're the pinnacle of athleticism that we should be judging these guys.
I already told you I look jacked. I might look fat, but I'm actually jacked.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, okay.
All right, looking ahead here. Here's a true or false for you. These are the type of questions that we like on this show. I mentioned it earlier, maybe in the opening, I forget. True or false? Without a blocked punt against the Colts and with a J.C. Jackson pick-6 interception against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, the Patriots would still be the number 1 team in the AFC. Just give me a true or false.
True.
False.
Of course you said false, you fucking cunt.
I still think you lose the Bills game. Even with J.C. Jackson's interception, I still think you're losing that Bills game and you're still going in a wild card.
Hold on, Bill. The specifics of it are less important than the general idea, but let's argue the specifics or discuss the specifics for a second. That J.C. Jackson interception was a pick 6. They would have went up by 4 with, I forget how much time was left. 4 minutes left in the game, something like that.
Less than that, yeah.
You believe Josh Allen drives down the field in Foxborough and gets a touchdown to win that game?
I do, yeah. He was carving up that defense all day.
Hold on. Ask this.
I don't know.
Again.
A field goal
false.
is one thing.
I say false. Bill, change your mind now.
No, I still think you were like you're still given a lot of time, and you couldn't really. Yeah, just the way Allen. I thought Allen had a great game, and yeah, that should have been intercepted. But I mean, if he picks it up, runs it back for a touchdown, you're still leaving 3.5, 4 minutes left, couple timeouts. I still think
Sorry to interrupt you. Many are calling that one of Josh Allen's best games of his career, and he still should have lost them the game on that one throw, which is still my point about Josh Allen. Because this week against Atlanta, he went out and had one of the worst games of his career. So I don't know if you can trust him. I don't know if I trust him in a 4-minute drill to go down there and get a touchdown. The greater point here is, do we know what this Patriots team is? You have 50 points against the Jags. You crushed them. You're coming off 2 disappointing losses to the Colts and the Bills that lost you the division and the conference. However, those 2 losses to good teams are similar to the 2 losses against good teams earlier in the season against the Bucs and the Cowboys, where you were just this close, kind of undisciplined, penalties, missed plays, missed opportunities. Is that what this team is? You're just this far off at this. And for the people listening on, I'm making a size like the size of Ray's penis.
French foot.
My fingers. Is that what this is? They're just not quite there.
Yeah, they have to be perfect to win. You know, I mean, like we referenced the Red Sox this year, right? I mean, to get into the playoffs, they had to basically be perfect. They couldn't. They had to have everything go their way. And I just think the way you started against Colts, block punt. You started against Miami early in the year, fumble. You couldn't make stops. I just think everything has to go your way to win these games.
Raymond,
Yeah,
is that what this is, or do you have a homeristic, opportunistic faith inside of you that they'll learn from those 2 losses against the Colts and the Bills, and in a rematch or even against any decent team here in the playoffs, they'll be able to overcome those obstacles of shitty play and shitty mistakes against the better teams in the league they face this year?
Depends on where they go. I mean, if it's a warm weather place, I kind of have a little bit more faith. But if you're going to, Kansas City, where it's notoriously cold in January, Buffalo, where's the other place? Cincinnati. Yeah, there's no chance. You're fucked.
I like him in cold weather. I like him in a shitty game.
Mac
I like him
Jones hasn't looked good in cold weather games.
Yeah, but the rest of the team has, and you win games with the rest of your team. You don't win games with Mac Jones. They won a game with him throwing 3 fucking times. If you go to Buffalo,
there's a tornado
right now. I think this was PF Pro Football Talk that said this
Football
right
Focus?
now. Anyway, I don't know if you get who it was, but right now you're scheduled to play the Bills in the first round of the playoffs, which would be a Monday night game, is what they said.
So stupid.
Which means you're going to Buffalo at night. It's cold. It's either going to be shitty weather or just really fucking cold. You already won that game up there. I like the Patriots in a mucky, bad weather, shitty game where the other team's offense can't go off, because I think that's your fatal flaw, is you can't go put up 30 if the other team puts up 30.
Yeah,
you
Mac Jones isn't winning the
21
shootout.
in a shitty game.
It's not winning the shootout. I don't think he's coming from behind either, truthfully. They need to get up front. They need to get on top early and play as a front runner. I've been saying it for weeks now. That's the biggest thing that scared me was the Patriots are front runners, and you saw it with trying to come back against not Baltimore, but Indy and then Buffalo.
Yeah, you're probably right. Just at this point in his career, for sure. How about the division? Let's just touch on this a little bit. As far-fetched as it is, it's still available. So obviously the Patriots have to go down and take care of business against Miami, a trap game. It's I don't think it's a trap game, but it's certainly not guaranteed. I've been saying it for fucking months that that's going to be a hard game. But toot, what did I tell you, Raymond, on Friday's show? Miami with the chance to make the playoffs and push for the division will shit their pants in Tennessee and they just kick themselves out of the playoffs, which they did. So they'll need help to get in, even if they win.
No, they're eliminated.
The
they're out.
They're already out. Mathematically, they're out.
They're mathematically eliminated.
Oh, are they?
Yes, the Chargers and Raiders. Are the last seed to get in.
Oh, I thought they still had a chance against
Pittsburgh. Is like a miracle. Like so many things have to happen, and Pittsburgh could make the 7th seed.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
Miami and Cleveland.
They're dead.
Yeah, Miami and Cleveland got eliminated with, I believe, with the Raiders and the Patriots winning yesterday.
But Miami's been dead before, and they've played spoiler against you, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 2019. So it's not a sure thing. And we're talking about the division. If the Patriots can get it back, the Bills would have to lose to the Jets, which is clearly the Bills are going to be heavy favorites. Jets have been better. They pushed Brady and the Antonio Brownless Bucks to the brink. It took a classic Brady comeback, a minute 20 left, no timeouts to go down there and own the Jets again.
And for their first
give it any
win
shot.
ever.
Do you give any shot, Raymond?
No, fuck no.
Okay. What were you going to say?
This is the first time Tampa Bay's ever won in New York.
Yeah, we said that on early lines. If
Yeah.
it's going to be anybody, it's going to be Brady because he owns
course.
them, and of course he did it with no timeouts in a minute 20. All right, well, let's look a
93
little bit
yards.
further past Miami. Bills, Chiefs, Titans, Bengals are your division leaders right now. Does anyone have a chance to take that over besides the Patriots?
Mm-mm.
No, right?
Cincinnati clinched, Tennessee clinched, and KC clinched. Yeah, they all
KC
clinched.
clinched. Yeah. So who's your best matchup right now? Rank them 1 to 4. Who
One
do you-
being the easiest,
1 being the easiest, 4 being the least you want to see.
Tennessee 1, Buffalo 2, Kansas City 3, and you don't want to see Cincinnati.
I think Cincinnati number 1.
You fucking idiot. Did you not see what Jamar Chase did? He would put fucking JC Jackson's jockstrap on his head while he's running a route. That guy is fucking amazing. He's going to be the best. He's going to be Jerry Rice-esque when his career is over.
Cool. Give me the Patriots by a touchdown.
Yeah, okay.
Why?
I just don't. Prove it to me. A loser organization. Ray tried to tell us the Tennessee Titans yesterday were a loser organization. Cincinnati Bengals. Until you win a game in the playoffs, you're still a fucking loser. And I just think the mental makeup of Joe Burrow. Cool. He had a couple good weeks, but no, give me Bill against Burrows and let's see what's going to happen. I just think Jamar Chase. Patriots have taken out superstar wide receivers in the past. They'll shut him down. You've seen it in the past with Devontae Adams. Even Tyreek Hill the last couple times hasn't really burned you bad. I don't know. I don't think.
So
you're
rank
gonna
them
let a
past
young-
that, Bill. So you got Bengals as 1. Who's 2? Who
I'd
do you want to
probably
see the most?
I'd
Second
probably do
most.
Bills to Tennessee and then the Chiefs.
Weird. My list, except he took my team, the Bengals, and made them the easiest.
I'm going Bills, Titans, Bengals, Chiefs.
Thank you, Richard.
You already beat the Titans. Derrick Henry, they ran for 270 yards against them with their backups. What's Derrick Henry going to do more than that? How much better is he going to be?
Give me the
300
Bengals.
yards. Spiteful little guy. Spiteful
We'll
little man.
see. We shall see. All right, just to finish up. So right now they are scheduled to play the Bills. That probably won't change. So do you like them in a matchup, a rematch against the Bills right now scheduled for Monday Night Football, round 1 of the playoffs, the third matchup against the Bills this year? You like them? But you like the Patriots, I mean?
Go ahead,
I do.
Ray.
I do. I think it's going to be either way, whatever it is going to be like a 3-4 point margin of victory for either team. So, yeah, I think it's a better matchup that you have on the docket than any other team that you could go play.
Give me the Bengals. I think you're losing to the Bills at home. I like the Bills better than the Bengals. I think give me the Bengals. Give me the Bengals in Cincinnati. I think Mac's going to go up there and destroy Cincinnati Bengals.
Want to make a bet? You want to make a bet, Bill?
Ooh,
They're not even playing, so maybe when they're playing, we can talk.
No, I'll take the Bengals. You take another team, and we'll see who goes further.
No,
The
we're
field.
talking
You get the
Bengals
field.
Patriots.
Take the field. I'll take that
all
bet,
I'll
Ray.
take the field. I'll take the field. You think the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl?
No, you take a team. I'll take the Bengals, and we'll see who goes further.
You just said the field.
No, Rich said the field. I said take another team.
All right, you guys can figure it out on your own time. That was Patriots talk. We're in a little late, so nice win, 50 points, nice win. Go do it against Miami, and we get some playoff football again this year. It's nice to be back. That was a long season off. One season off as Bill flipped the roster. Before we get into our Celtics and Bruins talk, let's go over to headlines with the obvious one.
Thank you, Richard. The Patriots dropped 50 on the poverty franchise, the Jacksonville Jaguars, winning 50-10 and clinching a playoff berth just a year after Judas left for Tampa Bay. Mac Jones went 22 for 30 with 227 yards and 3 TDs. Both Damian Harris and Ramadama Ding Dong Stevenson pitched in 2 TDs. Stevenson also cracked 100 yards rushing and made my PP move for the first time in 20 years. In other news, the AFC standings got shuffled with the Chiefs losing to the greatest team and greatest quarterback in the NFL in 100 years. That would be the Cincinnati Bengals. The Tennessee Titans are now the 1 seed and in position for a first-round bye. Also, Antonio Brown lost his mind, stripping down to his jersey and leaving the field. Mid-game, flipping the deuce signs up and to the Jets fans. Reportedly, Tom Brady is not mad, just very disappointed. Speaking of 50 burgers, I'm hungry, and Jaylen Brown dropped 50 points and had 11 rebounds in a 116-111 win over the Orlando Magic. Dennis Schroeder scored 21 with 7 rebounds in his first game back off the COVID list. In other NBA news, Kyrie is back, and the dumpster fire is starting to smoke again in Brooklyn. The Bruins got their second win in a row, coming off the COVID break with a 5-1 win over the Red Wings with old friend Torrey Krug. I'm just reading the email.
Torrey Krug plays for St. Louis Blues.
I knew that. Contribute. Did you do that on purpose? You son of a bitch. Goals came from McAvoy, Bergeron, Hula, Nozick, and Trent Frederick. The Bruins next take on the Devils tonight. This has been headlines that Rich made me read, and he's a cunt for fucking it all up with the obvious one. Back to you, Rich.
Way to go, Ron Burgundy.
Thank you.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego. You just raised the copy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he should do. That's what everyone should do. Bruins are back in action. We haven't talked about them in a little bit. I mentioned them on the top of the show. 5-1 over the Red Wings. I don't know. Give us a little talk. So they broke up the erection line. They dropped Pasternak down to the second line to try and get Hall going. He looked better. He had a nice assist. They brought Hala up to center that line, which that won't last. That guy's not a second line player, but he is fast, and he had a hell of a shot. He had a hell of a goal, top right corner in the over the glove side. I don't know. You drop Coyle down to the third line, looks better. Charlie Coyle's a third line center in the NHL. That all works. Like, sorry to fucking toot again, but like I've been saying since for over 2 years, this team doesn't have a second line center. They have a center problem at the top of their roster, especially with Bergeron on the brink of retirement. That's what you're missing. That's what you're missing in your 5-5. But it was nice to see finally Cassidy shake up that first line and start getting production up and down the lineup, including from your decor, McAvoy with the goal. But the rest of the decor looked more fluid too. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hall, Pasternak on that second line, I like it. It's a lot of talent there. And I mean, Hala. He's not. I mean, they need to address that position badly. This is why the talk of Tuukka Rask coming back is stupid. You have bigger holes on this team, and the second line center is a glaring hole, glaring weakness on this team. The fact that you're entertaining a third goalie, which you don't need. You need defense, you need offense, and a second line center should be at the top of your list. And it's just, this is what you're seeing. You're only going to go far as the scoring goes, and it's finally after years. Hopefully this sticks and balance the scoring at least with the 1 and 2 lines, but. I mean, Smith, I thought last year looked the best on playing on that first line with Bergeron and Marchand. So hopefully that, they'll carry over to this year. But it's about time they start making moves because, they've been dead in the water. I know you've played the least amount of games. And then the COVID outbreak that you lost, I think, 5 games, maybe somewhere around there. So you're in for a crunch come this back half of the season. You're going to start making up. You're not going to the Olympics now. You're going to make up a lot of games during that 2-week break now. So, I mean, you're still in for a crunch towards the end of the season. You got to add at this deadline. Or again, it goes back to the plan. Fire down Sweeney.
They are scheduling for that Olympic break, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Raymond, Bill said that Tuukka Rask is not important right now. I assume you disagree with that.
Oh, wholeheartedly. Wait, what do you need? What makes a great run in the NHL? A hot goalie. You put Tuukka Rask back there, and sky's the limit. Yeah, the quest is back on. Although, in all seriousness, though, what was the cap room that we had before signing him? Was it
800,000? You haven't even signed him yet.
No, they signed him. I thought.
No.
Oh, it's not
they don't have
yet?
room. I don't think that. I actually don't think they have room. What's the
What's it gonna be?
minimum? 750, maybe 950. I think
it's 950. Yeah, it's right.
I don't think they have room to sign him. They'd have to shuffle.
So you have to shit. Yeah, you have to ship.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think he has to clear waivers before he can join the roster as a midseason acquisition. I don't know if that's.
I think that's
after the All-Star break.
thing,
I'm not sure. No, it's happened before.
Yeah, but you just won't play.
Yeah.
I think the guy ended up. Was it Bombrowski? I think with the Islanders or something. He came out and got signed, and then someone claimed him.
Yeah, but if you right. But if you're like the Maple Leafs or somebody and Tuga's on, just to fuck with the Bruins, you might put a claim in. But yeah, well, either way, the Sabres and the Devils are not the cat's meow of the NHL, certainly, but nice to see him come out of the break and get some wins and shake some things up. Real quick break, and we'll be back to the Celtics.
Sky rockets in flight. Woo! Afternoon delight. Whoop. You guys have it, I think. Afternoon delight.
I don't know, Ron. That sounds kind of crazy.
Sorry, I'm gonna do that. Okay, welcome back. Afternoon delight. Well done. Celtics continue to string us along. Jaylen Brown, 50 points, 11 rebounds, took over the game against the Magic. They beat the Suns without Tatum, by the way, as well, because I know Ray's point is you only beat the Magic in overtime. Are the Suns good, Ray?
That was probably the best basketball I've seen the Celtics play all year.
Yeah, that comes in spurts for sure. But Jaylen Brown's a big part of that. Say what you want about Jaylen Brown and, good players on bad teams and the Celtics being a bad team, but not everyone can go score 50 points in the NBA. There's not a lot of guys that can do that. He's one of them. He's certainly one of them. Legit top 15 player in the NBA. He needs to get off everybody's lips in trade talks, unless you're talking about the likes of Dame Lillard and someone of that ilk
Bradley
coming
Beal.
back. That's might be where my list stops. I don't even know if I take Beal. I don't even know if I take him for
injury.
I think
Damian problems.
Damian Lillard's the only one I would take for Jaylen Brown right now.
Yeah, that might be where the list stops. There's been some
Beal
weird.
would make Tatum happy, so that's the biggest thing to watch if you're entertaining the idea of trading Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, there's been some weird rumors about Anthony Davis being on the block.
There's rumors that LeBron was on the block.
Cleveland,
Lakers
going
are
back to
just-
Cleveland,
He
they
wants to go
just
back to
traded.
Cleveland, yeah.
They just traded Rondo. They're in for a world of hurt. Westbrook looks like he's on his way out of there too.
$47 million.
LeBron's 37 years old. I mean, Father Time, once we've seen it with Peyton Manning, it's going to end up what happened with Brady, but Father Time always wins. And LeBron's on the downward slope of that NBA career.
I don't know. He just
Tom
jumped
Brady's about
8 and 17 or something.
Yeah, but
Tom
still, I'm
Brady's
just saying,
about
you
to
can't
win
do
a
it every
fucking-
game.
Could win another MVP this year and lead the league in touchdowns and yards.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt LeBron, and I wouldn't doubt LeBron's ambition to continue his fucking legacy and ship out of LA like he shipped out everywhere else and go find a perfect landing spot to get a last championship coming in. Maybe that's Cleveland. Cleveland's been playing real well this year.
They had to blow it up to get him, though.
Maybe, maybe not. It's LeBron. He could just fucking leave. Doesn't he? He's on a 1-on-1 contract every year.
Oh, he
I
is.
think.
Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to say. Either way, when you're talking about Celtics and shaking it up and trades, there's going to be a lot of movement this year. I think those are the rumors with contracts and CBAs and everything else. So, the Pacers are a team that are looking to move things. I think that, you could do some stuff if you're the Celtics. You got the salaries to do it. You got some talent to do it. Rob Williams is probably at the peak of his trade value. Marcus Smart's been playing well-ish in his role. You could go do something. So do it. Go get some fucking shooters. You want to jack 40, go 44 for 42 for
4
three?
for 40. Oh.
Go get
That's
some
bad.
guys who can shoot. How about that? Well, boys, this has been the Simon Sports Show, first of 2022. Good to have you back, Bill. This is Fat Tuesday, January 4th.
This is the first of 2022.
On Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Early lines on Sunday,
Bye-bye.
first of 2022. Goodbye.
Hey, just shut the fuck up.
Get your finger off the damn fucking mute button.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Irene.
Thank you, Irene.
Gentlemen.
Queen, welcome back.
Thanks.
Hey, is this, now on a serious note, is this the first Gately to ever come back from a vacation before?
Come back from vacations all the time.
Oh, no, like your father when he went on vacation and never came back. I just didn't know if this was like the first time a Gately's actually came back from a vacation.
You'd be more happier in life if you followed that motto.
Mata Gately.
How long did
mother
you have that
is-
joke lined up?
When I was having diarrhea upstairs, it just came to me. It was like epiphany.
Good one.
Yeah, it was good. That was good.
Good joke.
Solid
Thanks, guys.
setup.
Yep.
Nailed the punchline.
Yep. Thank you.
Except Bill's taken like 40 vacations on this show alone and come back every time. So
Holidays, baby.
Yeah, we know Bill. Are you taking January 17th off for Martin Luther King Jr. Day?
Always.
doesn't discriminate.
Nope.
If it's on the calendar as a day, I'm not going to be here. It's National Tree Day, vacation day.
That's called Arbor Day. Am I right?
Arbor
am I-
Day, yeah.
I might be the dumb one of the show, but I do know some holidays.
I just got
January
the
is
whole-
pretty empty for holidays.
What?
Yeah, well, looks
Is
like
it really?
I'll be here.
Yeah, it's just it's you got New Year's and then you got MLK. So you're gonna see a lot of Bill this month.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You really
what do you
fucked
got
that one
there?
up, Bill.
Are you full detox mode, Bill?
Detox mode?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another
No.
daily tradition.
Yeah, dry January.
Yeah.
Last year I made it 2 hours. And
You
drank
were
a month.
no, you went. Was that when was that? When you went 2
That was
weeks?
that was a different time. I was trying to get a job.
Oh yeah, you were a fucking cunt.
Mm.
It was
was
just
ready.
everything. I was just stressed.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You can't
Uh,
quit all your vices at the same time.
You didn't quit being an asshole, so
I'll never quit being an asshole.
me either. All right, boys, what do you say we start the show?